All right, so I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I figured it would be better to do a live one. Um, I've been sick, uh, and when you're sick and have PTSD, it's kind of like a double whammy because you're like, oh, I need sleep, I need to stay in bed, but then it's like, I don't want to stay in bed because then I dream. I have bronchitis, kind of sucks, especially since I live in Canada. So right now, like the air is frigid, and it's just like, oh, why must this be the way it is? Anyway, I'm feeling super conflicted lately. Like I'm like, have you ever been in a position where you don't really know what to do per se? You're just kind of in a weird area in your life where you're just like, I don't know what to do with my life. I've been going to therapy and I'm getting better in so many ways. And, I'm getting ready to like get back out into the world and start working again. But it's terrifying. Like, I don't know what I want out of life. I don't know if I want to go back to school. I don't know if I want to work. I don't know if I want to actually like work on some of my aspirations. It's hard to follow your dreams when you've been told your whole life that that is something you can't do. It's something that, you know, is not in your future. And it's hard for me because there was a point in my life where I was like I was a dreamer in the good kind of way, not in the like nightmare kind of way. I was a dreamer in the like I had goals, I had things I wanted to do, places I wanted to go, things I wanted to see. Um, art has always been a really big part of my life. Um, though I love singing, I used to draw a lot. I wrote a lot. Um, I guess I just it's so weird talking to a screen and just like ugh. I just want to go somewhere. Oh, this reminds me of a song. I forget what movie it's from, but it's if you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. If you wanna go somewhere, if you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Oh. End of love. Oh my triumphantly. I'm being silent on a camera. Keep trying to connect, you know. I don't know if anyone's even watching this. Probably not. But it's even if it's just a camera, it's nice. I often look at myself and like self-consciously, like I'm guessing all women do this, but I'm like I think my neck is too short or like I think I'm too fat, like, or I think I'm too like athletic, or I think I'm being too muscular, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, or I'm not enough of this, or I'm not enough of that. It's hard feeling like you're not enough. It's hard being up at night and saying you can't sleep because the boogeyman is gonna get me. I'd like to pretend like it's not a fear, like I'm not afraid that he's gonna show up, because I am. Like that's that's the PTSD. Like I'm sure, like in reality, if that were to happen, it would be a different situation, because nightmare versus like reality, you're always gonna think worse than what could actually occur. It's just the way that goes. At least that's what I'm told. um, no, I'm not gonna show my feet. Oh, life. What melancholy is this? Anyway, like I was saying, I don't really know how to deal with it half the time. Like, you're trying to sleep and you're like, I just want to, like, live my life and work and do the things that I'm supposed to do. And I just keep going through the same fucking cycle where I, like, get put in these situations where I don't know what to do or what to say. That all I know is that I want things to change and something's got to give. I heard this term the other day, and I know there's a movie and shit or whatever, but it's not really the point. Like, I just need something to give. Like, I need my life to get back on track and to not let my past memories affect my current state of mind, and not let assholes make me feel like an insecure person. Because I do a good job of that all on my own. Like my haircut, for instance. Like, I want to like it. I do. Like, I think it's cute, kind of. I haven't had bangs since I was like a very young teenager. Like, I'd say 13. And like, I'm in my late 20s now, and I'm just like, this is so weird. Never. I mean, I've had it short before. I've even gone bald, but this is just like whole new level. Guys don't probably don't understand that, but bangs are just such this weird like anomaly to me. Like, it's like I'm just gonna play with this like a cat for a while, because you know, and like I tried to do this like highlight thing with it, and I don't know how well it turned out. That was a tangent. Um, I just, much like most survivors, I'm sure, that are like feeling like, hey, I can't sleep. I don't know. Sometimes I go on here hoping that like someone who's been through something that I've been through is gonna watch it, maybe have some pointers, maybe I can help them, maybe they can help me. But it's just I've tried so many things to get like out of my own head, and I can't seem to do that half the time. Like most of the time I'm just like, okay, like can I just, sleep or something? Can I just stupid bronchitis. I want a better life for myself. Like, I keep trying to give myself one. I get back up, get knocked down, get it back up again. But I still get stuck in the same cycle. Like, I've been working my ass off for the last 3 years, like just work, 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 work. And then after my nervous breakdown, it's just like, how can I not get back to where I was? Like, is it that hard to like turn yourself back into a secure person? Like, I didn't understand like how bad fear can get until I got put in this position where I'm just like, yes, I get it. This person's a real person. But I've turned them into this like monster boogeyman that doesn't exist. And it's hard to get my conscious brain to talk to my subconscious and say, it's okay. Like, I just wish I could get into my own head and say, okay, whoever's like tweaking the paranoia fear thingy over there, how about you just stop? That'd be grand. I want to live a normal life. I want to work every day and make a living and be able to take care of my kid and be able to live a life well lived. But it's so goddamn hard to do that when you run into these, keep running into the same cycle. I keep falling into the same goddamn cycle. And I just want to stop that. I stopped singing, started singing again because I wasn't going to let, that kind of let my fear impact something I enjoy. Um, I started going to church again, something I thought I could never do. I thought I could never walk into another church again. I thought I was going to die of just sheer fear and resentment. And just, it was weird when I realized, it's just a building. It's just like walking into an apartment building. Yeah, I connect with some pretty awful shit when it comes to church. Like, it reminds me of the fact that they don't really, there are those who do follow the moral code of Christianity, but there are a lot of those that don't. That would rather protect, the devil than an angel. I don't know really how to explain it. I mean, that's a really bad, like, gross exaggeration, but I just think that organized religion now has a different, I have a different outlook on it now. I like started this whole like series to help other people, and sometimes I feel like I need help too. I get stuck in this loop of just wanting things to get a little bit better. Oh, PTSD sucks. You think about anything that makes you feel upset, and it's like your whole body is just like regurgitate. I've had the like stress burps pretty much since I was like, I'd say 16. Like every time I get a little bit too anxious, I go, "Ooh, ooh." um, that'd be a funny story though. No, nothing to say it. But it's just I want to be a productive cog in society. I just want to be another cog working towards the end of my life, if you know what I mean. Like, I just want to be able to do what normal people do. Like, is that so much to ask? Like, for my brain to just shut off enough that I can at least provide like a livelihood on a regular basis that is not constantly upheavaled by my mental illness. Like, does every aspect of my life have to be destroyed because of something that happened when I was younger? I mean, granted, yes, I had other things happen after the fact, but it's like it's like Candyland of tragedy. Yeah. It's like my life has been a Candyland can of tragedy. Or like I always land on the worst possible thing and then have to get over it and then just like keep going, keep going, keep going. And like a freaking Energizer bunny, like I don't know. I just want life to be better. I've heard that said before, the whole like it makes you stronger. Yeah, I'm sure getting a bullet in your arm would make you stronger too, because you'd feel what a bullet felt like, but still don't think you want to get shot in the arm with a bullet. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much stronger it makes you. It doesn't matter how much of character it builds in you or how much it made you who you are. Like, yes, I am who I am because of things that have happened to me. Doesn't make it any less shitty. Like, it doesn't take away the asshole part of it. Like, I wish that the things that I've overcome would amount to a bit more than what I feel it does now. I feel like it's a constant battle within myself of, okay, I'm better now, but I'm not. Like, I come over one hurdle and it's another one. And I don't know how much stronger it's going to make me, but in my ideal thing, I don't need to be an Amazon by the time I die. Can, just lay off on the hard stuff and just, I'm strong enough, good enough. I've had my tragedy. Can I just have a normal existence? And I don't know what to really depict as normal because there is no quote unquote normal, but I want to be able to go to work 9 to 5 and yeah, join the club. We got t-shirts. I've had a mug for quite some time. Yeah, it's hard to know what to do. I know what it There are no real answers. That's the hardest part when it comes to any mental disorder. It doesn't have to necessarily be PTSD or CPTSD. It could be bipolar, it could be BPD, it could be schizophrenia. It's it's a constant search for answers to try to be like the sheep walking around you. And I'm using sheep as a terminology, not to say everyone out there are sheeps and some people are wolves or whatever. I'm simply meaning that you want to be part of the herd. You want to be part of the crowd and be able to be a productive part of society. And with mental issues, it's really hard to not just overcome regular hurdles that I'm sure everyday people have every day, but to overcome the immense feeling of disassociation with the rest of society. You don't feel connected. And I think a big part of that is because of the fact that you think that it's going to eventually you're going to be so strong from all this building and all this um uh self care and self like internal, I don't know. Sorry. Um that you the point is you hope that you're going to get to a point where it's just like I am good. But as you're trying to get to that point and people are like bringing up stuff like in your everyday life, like suicide is just passing the buck, is just passing the pain along. Posts like that make me so angry because it's like, do you know how hard it is when that becomes a logical option to that person? To you, it's not a logical option because you are healthy and somewhat okay with your life and have not felt that hopeless. I have tried to commit suicide before, and I can say that it you hit this state of hopelessness. It doesn't have Yes, you have family that would be hurt by this. You could have a kid, brother, sister, mother, I don't father, or however you want to put it, but you hit this, it's like everything that mattered before, everything that is supposed to matter has been put in this little box. and you feel so hopeless that even looking at that box, you're like, there's not going to be anything in it. I don't have anything left. That's where you are when you, at least for in my experience, that's where I was when I felt the need, felt like I had to do that. So when I see posts like that, I'm just like, that is such a horrible way to approach it. You need people to understand that you care about them, that you care about their feelings, and you acknowledge them. To say that it's passing the sadness, that's just like, there you go again. You're being bad again. You're doing something wrong. Here's another thing to pile onto the huge heap of things that are making you feel hopeless. Now you have to add the guilt of your family members and passing on the sadness. I mean, guilt is a strong emotion, and yes, it does give you like in some cases, it can help you out of a hole like that, but in a lot of cases, it doesn't. The closest I ever been was so I do know how you feel. Um, this I don't know how long ago mine was, but I can relate with you. I was in a very toxic relationship, and had an also toxic roommate around that was not assisting with the issues. I don't mean toxic as in the person was toxic, but both my boyfriend at the time and him being in the same house was like matches and dynamite. I felt so alone that I took every drug that I could find in my house. If it weren't for them being there and helping me through it, I probably would have died. So, in retrospect, like it, you need those people around. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I know what it's like to get so close to that edge that you just say, just let me fall." And I know what it's like to have a nervous breakdown. I don't know what your experience was because I can't get in your shoes, but I can simply say that I know how hard it is, how embarrassing it is, how you feel very isolated. The best advice I can give you is if you've got a good close knit of friends, have them over every once in a while. You need commodity. You need people are like minded, who've been through similar things so that you can openly talk about the things that you've been through. One of the hardest things when it comes to whether it be the nervous breakdown, mental issues, suicide, mental issues, rape, politics, religion, a lot of things are avoided in conversation nowadays that really shouldn't be, because that's how an open dialogue gets started. That's how you are able to really connect with another person and say that, hey, like, sorry, just 1 second. Brain went somewhere else. Okay. Anyway, you need to be able to have an open dialogue so that you can get better. People don't get better by ignoring a situation. You never get better by saying that, by condemning someone who's been had suicidal thoughts. Like, I know that hopeless feeling, that feeling that it doesn't matter who you got around you, you are feeling too broken inside to really think about what you're not thinking at that point. It's an impulsive, I need to be better, I need to feel better kind of situation. And it feels like that's the only solution. Um, but yeah, I guess my best advice for that is definitely, like I said, have open dialogue. Therapy is good. It is definitely not for everybody. I'm going through a pretty intense one myself. It's specifically geared to PTSD. It's what I like about it and dislike about it is she doesn't take any of my shit. Yeah, she is very straightforward. That, my friend, I if I could be so blunt, is seems like a rock bottom situation. I've been there where you cut off all contact. I actually have a anecdote when it comes to that. Um, I have parents that I call mom and dad that are not my mom and dad. um, I'm really not a fan of bananas, and I have a hard enough time drinking normal water, so I think I'll not do that. But I appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. I just don't really. I've tried every like self cleanse, um, healthy eating thing out there when it comes to this. It's your brain. My brain is literally wired different because of the trauma I went through. Eating bananas and drinking water is good for my health, but it's not really going to do anything in regards to that. Um, but I noticed that I have a mom and dad that are my adoptive parents. I have real parents that I don't really talk to anymore because, well, I have a hard time connecting given the fact that I grew up in foster care. But in regards to cutting people off and trying to start a whole new life, it's always a good thing to try to do. I still generally say that you should try to get back in contact with your family. Though I do not have the best connection with my mom, I still talk to her. It is a turbulent relationship, but you got to do what you have to do. Yeah, a lot of scientific studies would agree that it is a natural happy drug. Um, I have a potassium deficiency, so really, that all that does is make my skin look a little bit better and me not look as dead because I don't have enough in my body to really. So I don't really get that effect with bananas. I don't know if that's why, but yeah, there are some natural happy drugs that I do uh, help myself to when I'm needing to not feel the world is crashing down on me all at once. But they grow in plant form, uh, and not in fruit form, I guess. um, where was I? Yeah. So when you feel like if you feel ashamed or anything for cutting them off, don't. Sometimes you need to break off things to feel better. Yoga is great. I love doing yoga. I do it every night before I go to bed. I do a little bit in the morning. Exercise is a huge thing when it comes to your mental health and self-care. Exercise is a great thing to do. I may not look like I do it, but I do. I have a pull-up bar that I try to do pull-ups on. I will admit I am a bit spaghetti armed when it comes to things. I have a gazelle that I use. I go for runs, swimming, jogging. I'd like to say basketball, but I'm really not good at it. I'm really sorry, guys. Like my, I am trying to focus. Anyway, as I was saying, exercise huge, huge thing. Gives you. I definitely believe the runner's high is a thing because I always feel better after going for one. I feel better when I've worked out. Um, Try to get yourself on a sleep schedule. I know that's asking a lot because I know where you're coming from with that, where doctors will be like, "Get yourself on a normal sleep schedule." It's just not that easy, right? It's just not that easy to be like, "Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go to bed. To who, nightcap and nighty, and let's go to sleepy bye." Yeah, I wish it was that easy. I wish I could just like do that. But melatonin, um, healthy exercises before going to sleep. If you're going to eat before bed, make sure it's something that's not going to be heavy on your stomach, that's not going to trigger any unnecessary things. But my best advice when it comes to this would have to be incense. I use them a lot when I'm getting to this low point, like where I'm at right now, where I'm just like, I just need to feel a little bit better. Do I have a role model? Don't make fun of me, but Rose McGowan. I just fully like when she. I'm struggling with getting the person who abused me to pay for what they did to me. And when I see her like knowing that that it could fail. Like she even said she didn't think that he was going to pay for it. And she just went for it. She just was like, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And just, like her whole career was on, like, she still had a chance of a career if she decided to keep her mouth shut about that. She could have had the world at her feet. And I know what it's like to be in that position. So, yeah, I would definitely say Rose McGowan is my role model. I wish I could be brave like her. I wish I could do the things that she does. I wish I could like go on one of these vlogs one of these days and just pour out every goddamn detail and everything that ever happened. But I do not have that in me. But she is a phenomenal woman. Like she just was like, this is not right. What he did to me wasn't right. What he did to these other women isn't right. I'm going to fight. And she has fought and now he's in custody, like it's going to go to court. And even if it doesn't have anything come from it, it's a phenomenal feeling to know that like it's out there. Like every person on this planet probably knows who Harvey Weinstein is when it comes to what he did. And I hope that someday I will have that same bravery and be able to make sure that the world knows the name of my abuser, the name of the person who raped me. I want to be brave enough to have that be like in the headlines and say that you have done wrong to me. You have done wrong to this girl. You have done wrong to many others, and you're going to pay for it. I aspire to have her bravery someday. I aspire to have the strength to give up everything that is your life to fight this war. I aspire to be anything like her that I could possibly be like. So yeah, I guess I could say I do have a role model. Man, that was passionate. I didn't realize I liked her that much. Whew. Why don't we talk about the President of the United States next? Because that's going to be passionate. No, let's not do that. I would. I get so like heated when it comes to certain topics and certain things, and I think it's just because I get so into it. Like I get into the political aspect of it. I get into the religious aspect of it. Like I was having a conversation with my friend Amanda, not Amanda. Did I say that right? She was saying that she is against abortion. And I said, that's, your choice. Like, you're more than welcome to feel that way. And she's like, well, what's your opinion? I said, I'm pro choice. I'm not, it, I can't approve of every choice that other person makes, but it is their choice. It is their body. And in certain circumstances, it's a necessary thing to be done, whether it be medical due to the person being raped. That is not just hard on the person who is carrying the child, the stress that is created there, but for that child to find out how they came to be out of that would just be, I mean, I have many reasons for being pro choice, but I think the biggest one is that on a scientific level, like It's not a child yet. It isn't. And at a certain point, granted, I mean, there are some despicable things that happen out in the world where you are allowed to abort like 2 months in, and I'm just like, but that's not my body. It's not my choice. But yeah, um, but it makes me realize that there's a lot of things that you can have conflicting standpoints on that you can have a very emotional attachment to. It it's hard to really have a set idea of what is the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do. Because you want to appease everybody, but at the same time, you have to have your own opinion. Well, I am nearing the amount of time that I planned on spending on doing this video. Uh, if anyone has any more questions, feel free to ask them and I will try to answer them for the next like 4.5 minutes. Doo-doo-doo. Me too. I mean, every day is different. Like, I have days like this where I'm just like, avoid sleep at all costs. Sleep is evil. And then I have, days where I can go out, I can go for runs, I can print off my resumes, go look for jobs, be a productive person. But kind of, it does feel like a flip of a coin a lot of the times, whether or not I'm going to feel better. Like one day, yay, next day, mm, I'm going to stay in this square room and not leave. But if you're referring to the bronchitis, thank you very much. I hope it goes away soon too. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Given that one of my grounding techniques is singing, and right now my glands are so swollen that I'm like, no, it's not the funnest. I really don't know about this hair. Color turned out cool. But like I had such long hair, like I think I took too much off. Who knows though? Thank you. It's gonna grow on me eventually. I'll be like, I like it. But right now it's just too new. Yeah. Change in general, I'm kind of like, change, get away, change. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of change ever. Like I find yeah, I've done that a couple times. I like the shaved bald look. It works sometimes. I mean, other times it's like, what did I do to myself? But then there are times that it's a refreshing feeling. Um, I had a GI Jane look for a while there where I had it, I don't know, like enough that you could see that I had hair, but not enough that it was not quite bald. Not quite bald. Did you like it bald? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Thin? Thin. Food. Food. A boat. A boot. How Canadian can I sound in the next 5 minutes, eh? It's been gloomy here in Canada lately. So not so much sun. Hopefully tomorrow. That'd be pretty cool. If I could walk my kid to school and not the rain, that would be awesome. Ah, nice. fun. I was I don't know. I like being Canadian. I think that there's a couple weirdos in the US. I'm not gonna be super specific, but yikes. Anyway, I am going to attempt to, I don't know, sleep something. So, take care. I'm gonna try to do another live show tomorrow and connect and and talk and maybe, have more things than just me ranting for 40 minutes. Maybe I'll plan something. All right. Well, good night and thanks for joining me. And as I always say, you have no obligation to subscribe or like this video. You take care. Have a nice night and happy healing.